It's Friday night. Game 4 is in the books, and it's just about the same result, man. Denver Nuggets dominating the Miami Heat, especially in the fourth quarter, 108-95. They won by 15 in Game 3. They win by 13 in Game 4. And boy, oh boy, for the Denver Nuggets, man, lots of heroes to go around. How about Aaron Gordon, 27 and 6. Nikola Jokic, the Joker, once again, brilliant, man, 23 and 10. But Jamal Murray's 15 and 12. And Bruce Brown's 21 points off the bench. And that was all she wrote, man. This thing's going back to Denver. It's a mile high. And Al, I told you, they're going to be smoking on that Heat pack come Monday night, because this Denver team, they're just too good. So let's lock in, man. This is the official postgame show. Call us up, 657-383-1509. What's your takes on the game? The NBA report, man. Postgame live. CP the franchise. Al Trataros on the ones and twos. My guy KG in the chat says 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Oh, Miami's a nice place to vacation.
You don't got to leave.
You don't got to leave. You know?
South Beach is nice.
Just step outside to the backyard. These guys probably got nice backyards, you know, palm trees, pools, and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they don't have to pay money to go to Cancun. They could just stay right at home.
Yeah. You know, JC was on earlier. You and JC picked the Heat on this one.
Yep.
I just felt like the Nuggets just create too many advantages, man. They're just, you can't, there's too many holes to plug. Right? Okay, you try to take away Jokic and Murray in the two-man game. It's Aaron Gordon tonight. It's Bruce Brown off the bench. You want to take the ball out of Jamal Murray's hands? He did an excellent job as a facilitator. 12 assists tonight for Jamal Murray. And remember in Game 3, in a Game 3 post-game show, he had the 10 assists. He had 7 turnovers, but I still like the way he was facilitating out there. I still like the reads that he was making. I just thought Miami just did a better job of turning him over. Tonight, 0 turnovers for Jamal Murray. So even when they try to trap or blitz him on the pick and roll to take the ball out of his hands, he was patient, he was surgical, and he was just deliberate, man, as a floor general. And so that's what I mean by, you know, there's so many ways for them to beat you, because even though you may consider him the head of the snake with 15 points, 12 assists tonight, he wasn't a shooter tonight. He was the floor general. But then Aaron Gordon was dominant tonight, dare I say, because dominant in his role, in that whenever he saw that smaller guy on him, he owned that matchup. You had no answers for him. He knocked down a couple of threes. 3 or 4 from downtown.
Yep.
And then Bruce Brown, man. 3 or 5 from downtown. 21 points, 8 for 11. There was Christian Brown in Game 3. It's his brother, Bruce Brown, in Game 4.
Look, man, this was a good, this was a slugfest early on in the first quarter. Yeah. You didn't know which, it could have gone either way. With Miami, with Denver, it was a close match. It was 21-20, Miami leading. But Denver was able to grind this one out. Even when you got all the way down to the fourth quarter with Nikola Jokic in foul trouble, right? He has 5 fouls with about 9 to 10 minutes to go. Mike Malone staying confident in the group of Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Aaron Gordon. That's to go small ball, be confident to maintain what they had at the time, a 10-point lead, and still have 9.
Yeah,
keep 9 points. That's impressive, man. That just tells you about this team and how they're. It was a good team effort.
Yeah,
I did not expect, to be honest, watching this game as the way it unfolded. I know Murray was facilitating well, but I thought they were going to need more out of him offensively, because he only had 6 points in the first half with the 4 assists. So I said, they're going to need more out of him. He comes through just being a facilitator, but you got to say thank you, Aaron Gordon. Thank you, Bruce Brown, because these guys were damn near perfect to edge this one out. And it also helped that before half, Miami had 5 turnovers. They end the game with, they were actually uncharacteristically sloppy with the basketball tonight. They had 15 turnovers in total. Not something that you see for the Miami Heat team, but to that for the Nuggets, they were able to keep their composure. You had all guys stepping up to play their roles well, and Miami just being uncharacteristic with their turnovers. You didn't get anything out of Gabe Vincent. Duncan Robinson seems like he was about to try to help pull this one out
Yeah.
again. Jimmy Butler, went 9 for 17, got you 25 points. But once again, when you need your star to really show up, just feel like he didn't show up, man. Bam showed up.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like Jimmy showed up tonight though.
Jimmy had his moments, especially in the first half. I thought he did a good job taking what the defense gave him. He was very aggressive. He likes the right side of the court. He did a good job there scoring a couple of points off the glass, knocked down a couple of threes. But I thought it was really the second half. It just wasn't the same aggressiveness. I didn't feel like they went to him as much, particularly in the third quarter. In the fourth, he tried to get things going, but it was really the first half where you really felt his presence, but it just didn't carry over into the second half. And he played 45 minutes tonight. So we did expect both he and Bam to increase their minutes usage tonight. Bam 44, Jimmy 45, 25 for Jimmy, 7 assists, 7 boards, 9 of 17 from the field. I mean, Bam again, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Like, this could very well be their ceiling, their peak. It's just not good enough. Right? They came out with, they played physical, they played hard. The refs tried to give them the game. Scott Foster, they tried to give them the game.
The extender,
as they call him, right? They allowed them to play. They allowed them to be physical with Denver. Kyle Lowry I thought he was great in this game.
Oh, Kyle Lowry was phenomenal in this game.
The Denver the Heat vets really tried to carry this thing between Butler, Bam, Lowry, and Kevin Love.
Yep.
They tried to carry this team. They had to. But it's just not good enough. I really think it's just not good enough to knock this Denver team out, man. You saw these guys walking back to the locker room just now. I think it's a deflated bunch. Yes, they did come back from being down. I mean, yes, they did. They went 3 up on Boston, and then they had to survive that. But this Denver team, they're too good, man. They're overwhelmingly good right now for Miami. I just don't think Miami can handle it.
CP, we always, when we talked about the Knicks and Heat series where we went back and forth between you, JD, and myself, when we go back between players, coaching, when you have a team like the Nuggets where you have both, that is nirvana. Truly nirvana. Yeah. Because you just see that even this was a little too much isolation for the Denver Nuggets at points throughout this game.
Yeah.
But still, they know how to get back into a set that they want to see, right? You see Nikola Jokic driving. You find Michael Porter Jr. cutting baseline. Jamal Murray did that earlier in the game. They just have a way with knowing how to utilize their 2 top guys to attract the defense, and then they just know how to make the right read. It's funny that they both did the exact same thing. They drive right down the middle, past the free throw line, both do a jump pass to find Michael Porter Jr. And when you have guys like that, it's just tough to beat, especially when, look, let's just call it what it is, man. Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, is their Cinderella story over? Because these guys didn't show up. You got 2 points out of Gabe Vincent tonight. All right. You saw that Spoelstra went with him to guard Jamal Murray. He did a good job defensively, but you need Gabe Vincent offensively as well, and that's why they were so successful. And then Caleb Martin, 5 for 12. Yeah. That's not bad. He got you 11 points. He got you 5 rebounds, 1 for 2 from downtown. But in 33 minutes, when we've seen him do a lot more, it just seems like the Cinderella story for the Miami Heat is coming to an end, especially when you're not getting a lot of production out of your bench players. We talked about with Jay Crossover today, even Max Strus, 0 for
0
4
points
today,
for Strus. That's big.
Nothing. That's huge.
Big. And again, how about this, bro? Remember I said the 3-point shooting, they need to be on point. Everything has to go right for this Heat team. 3-point shooting, 32%. Right? And what was it in the last game? About 33%?
Yep.
You can't keep up with this team. You can't keep up with them if you're not hitting your threes, and that's on Vincent and that's on Strus. And for 3 straight games, they've been pretty bad. They've been pretty bad. Well, Strus did pick things up in game 2. So rather 2 straight games. They've been pretty bad, and they haven't been able to shoot the ball. And this was game 3. Miami shot 31%. So they shot 31% in game 3 and 32% in game 4. You're not going to be able to win that way, bro. Not against this team. And look, your stars are your constants for the most part, in which Jokic and Murray have been, in which Jimmy and Bam have been. But role players are going to come and go. Christian Brown, the star of game 3, you couldn't expect him to replicate that in game 4. I thought he was almost overwhelmed by the moment in game 4. But Aaron Gordon, once again, steps up, has an even better game.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Brown, who was quiet pretty much the entire series, explodes in the 4th quarter. You just can't call it. But if the good thing for Denver is that those 2 guys picked things up for Murray's lack of scoring. Michael Porter Jr., he chipped in with 11. I thought Porter Jr. was aggressive, missed a lot of bunnies, but I thought he still was aggressive. And KCP, he really didn't get any shots. He knocked down a 3 late in the game. So his 7 points. So, Brown and Gordon really picked it up for the non-Jokic Nuggets.
For sure, especially when you have Jamal Murray only getting you 15 points. You need someone else to contribute. If you're only getting 15 points out of Jamal Murray and 12 assists, like that's a nice game, like balance-wise, but that's not winning you a series, for this. But to get 27 out of Aaron Gordon, 11 for 15 from the field, 3 for 4, hit 3 for 4 from downtown. When you're getting that from Aaron Gordon, it's like I thought for a second this might have been a waste of an Aaron Gordon game throughout for parts of this game tonight. And then 8 for 11 for Bruce Brown. I mean, you had 2 guys who were just hyper efficient tonight. But then on top of that, CP, we talk about shooting the 3 ball. Nuggets were able to win with like 29% the last game in game 3. Yeah. They shot 50% tonight. 50. Conversely to 32%. And they took 28 3-pointers compared to the Miami's 25, but they hit 14 when Miami could only hit 8. That's going to be a big difference too. Spacing the floor, getting guys out of there. You can switch up the zone if you're knocking your threes. That's why for this team, for the Nuggets to be specific, they're getting key contributions. And what's even more shocking is that we always talk about role players being able to dominate, or not dominate, but perform at home. And you're not getting that tonight? Really? From three of the key guys that got you here?
It's big.
This is there's no way you could tell me going to Denver these guys are going to show up. Denver is prime to close this out in 5 games.
Yeah, there's got to be a point where this team is gassed, man. There's got to be a point where this team is gassed. Whether it's Butler, Bam having to battle Jokic for this entire series, the role players, the emotional toil that they went through in the Boston series, there's got to be a point where they have nothing left in the tank. That's just what it seems like to me. I mean,
they got one. They got one key solution, CP.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, right. He ain't coming back. Hero ain't coming back, man. They are not coming back. Shout out to Zaul Martinez. He says the best adjustment was going small to defend Miami in the middle of the 4th. Yeah, absolutely. That to me, when Jokic goes out and here's the play. What did you think about the Jokic play? The Jokic call here when he picks up his 5th foul, 9:24 left in the 4th. And Scott Foster called. I thought Bam flopped, man. You can't call Jokic's 5th with 9:24 left in the 4th quarter. You can't call that, man. That was an abysmal call.
That's why he's called the extender, CP. He was trying to give Miami the runway to go away with it. And then look, let's not forget the other one that goes right after that. It's the foul on Jamal. They call on Jamal Murray when Jimmy Butler initiates contact, runs right through his chest, finished the layup for the and one. That was another bad call. And I'm like, really? Like these calls late in the game are
That
this is
was
so
such an
questionable, man.
extender call,
I'm
man.
happy. I'm happy that Denver was able to overcome this. This is where, we get on the refs like, oh, the inconsistency, all that type of stuff. But if you got
Yeah.
talent and you could stay poised and just execute, you can win, man. You can beat the refs. This is
Yeah.
what Denver's showing you.
That's right. So at that point, it's 9:24. It's a 10-point lead, and I thought that could have been the turning point of the game in terms of getting the Heat this victory, but they couldn't capitalize, bro. They could not capitalize on that at all because Jokic comes back with 4 and change left, and it's a 9-point lead. So give credit to the Nuggets, 1, for hanging in there, and 2, for being able to maintain that lead. The Heat were unable to capitalize when Jokic went out at that 9:24. You had Duncan Robinson missing a 3. You had Bruce Brown getting a key block there. A travel call on Duncan Robinson. They just couldn't string together anything. And by the time Jokic comes back with 4 minutes left, the Heat went from, at 9:24, they had 76 points. And by the time you got to the 4-minute mark when he gets back in, they had 87. They had 87. So they scored 11, and from there, Denver, it was a 10-point game. Yeah, so Denver scored, what was it, 8? By the time he gets back in?
Yeah.
So they could not capitalize on that whatsoever, and I thought that was it.
You got to give credit to Denver's defense, man.
Yeah.
Because there are so many moments. I mean, we could talk about the missed shots by Bam, by Robinson, anybody. But Denver really locked in even when Jokic was out, and they were a stone wall. Miami couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And look, Miami got 95 points tonight. I think we're going back to like some low scoring games for Miami, just like they had during the Knicks series. But Denver is just showing that they can outclass, man, and they're going with 8 guys. Miami's going with 10 deep. We're talking about the depth. We're thinking that, is Denver gonna get tired? Denver's just too talented, man. Too talented. And look, we talked about Aaron Gordon being great in his role, but this was a guy who was asked to be a number 1 option on the Orlando Magic. And he showed that he, on some nights, can do it, right? When he was down in Orlando. Seeing this from Aaron Gordon, 27 points, is not surprising. And when you have a talent like that, it's just, when will that talent come out?
Yeah.
Right? And to get that in a game 4, now you're going back home, back to the mountains,
back to the
close it out. Woo!
It's over. He was outstanding, bro. Nothing short of outstanding. And the chemistry between him, Jokic, Murray, it's so precise. I mean, did you see between game 3 and game 4, bro? Some of the passes, they throw him open on certain things. He's a great cutter, and they find him on those cuts. But some of the alleys that Jokic threw him, 2 of them in particular today.
Yes.
The one where Jokic spins off a smaller guy, has 2 coming at him, and gets it over the top to Murray for the dunk. And then the other one where, this was a similar play that they ran in game 1 or 2, where he finds Murray, and Murray catches it with the ball in front of him and hits back to the basket and lays it up and in.
You talking about Gordon or Murray?
Gordon.
Yeah, good.
I meant Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon
is just so athletic, man.
Yeah.
So athletic. Really good finisher. Just so impressive, man. I like watching him play, man.
Yeah.
I like watch. It's especially when in this role. Excellent. Think about it. He took 15 shots. 4 of them were 3. All that's really just cutting, getting some mid-range jumpers. Nothing too crazy. Just playing a nice, solid game. But Denver, man, this is too much talent. Too much talent. Too much talent for Miami, I think, to overcome at this point.
Yeah, they're just overwhelmed, man. They're just overwhelmed.
Will Mike Malone lose his voice by the end of this? Will he even
Yeah,
get his voice back
he's
by
done.
next season?
He's cooked.
These are questions.
He's
Is there anything
absolutely cooked, man.
Is there anything Spoelstra can do at this point
No.
to? Yeah,
No.
I don't think so either, man.
No, if they can't hit their threes, they have no chance, bro. They're just not gonna get enough offense because they can't get enough stops. You're not gonna be able to stop this team. That's what we're seeing right now. That is the trend. You know, how they get their numbers from game to game might change. Like, it's hard to extrapolate because a player has a great game in one game that he'll have an even better game the next. It's kind of hard to, unless you're like Jokic. Mm-hmm. But their size is too much for Miami, even though they finished on par with them in terms of the rebounding battle. They had, see, the boards tonight was more respectable. They lost by 25 in game 3. They won by 3 tonight. Miami won by 3 tonight on the boards. And I thought they did a good job, especially early, keeping Denver off of the boards. I thought that was a good job by Miami. Lowry was boxing out well. Obviously Bam was getting his rebounds. I thought they did a good job of keeping Denver off the boards. But if you're not going to shoot the 3 ball well, they shoot 32% from 3, and then 15 turnovers led to 17 Denver points. You got to play close to a perfect game against this Denver team to have a chance to win. Those 2 categories, you're not going to do it. You gave them 17 points off of turnovers, and you got outscored from 3. It's just not going to happen, man. It's just too much, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. This is the NBA Report Postgame Live. Denver Nuggets pulled to within 1 game of their NBA Finals hopes and dreams, man. CP the Franchise here, Alex Rotaros, try to cast on the 1s and 2s. Call us up, 657-383-1509 to give us your thoughts on the game. Note, Seiko, we don't have a Discord set up yet, but that's on the way. Salute. Who else we got in here? We got Dwayne Dope. Gentleman Sweep. Michael Powell, Gentleman Sweep. Young Kobe, Gentleman Sweep. Looks like it. KG, salute. Who else we got in here? John Talento, always in here, man. John Talento. Elia, shout out to Elia, man. Yeah, it's looking like a Gentleman Sweep, man. So, after game 2, thought we would have a little bit more, a little competitive series here, Al, but I think the trend is they're just too much. They have the talent edge. They have the size edge. That's it, man.
It's looking that way. I'm looking to see how the Heat shot every single series right now. I just got to pull up the Bucks.
Way better
from
than this.
3 because
they were 40% from 3 in every series except the Knicks series.
Yep.
And I don't think they were, obviously not this one.
No, this series right now against Denver, they're shooting 36.6%, which is not bad. Mm-hmm. But they've just...
Yeah, that's because in game 2 they shot damn near 50. I don't know what game 1 was, but game 2 was certainly inflated.
Yeah. But hey, this is that 3-point shot, man. They're just coming right back down to earth.
Yeah.
So we'll see though. There's one more game. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But it's looking very, very doom and gloom right now.
Yeah.
For the Miami Heat.
Yeah. I think that I thought I did like Caleb Martin's game tonight. I thought he was aggressive, stepping into his shots. He was attacking the basket, but just not, the hero that he had been in previous series. But again, you can't necessarily expect that from these guys. If role players were consistent, they'd be stars, right? So, some guys are gonna have pedestrian games. Some guys will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, for Caleb Martin, it's just I guess not weird, but it's crazy to think of how important he was in every single series, and now he's just been going back to a bench player, I guess, like being a true bench player. Like he was averaging, we're talking about 20 points. We're talking about a guy who was being a key contributor on a nightly basis, hitting critical threes, getting a lot of points, a lot of good rebounds, playing. His defense is still there, but to see him just become irrelevant, essentially. Like he had 11 points, he had moments in this game, but to me, even though he closed out the game, he wasn't the guy that we're accustomed to seeing every single series.
Yeah.
Like he always left an imprint in every single series, whether it was Boston, against New York, against the Bucks. That's who you expect something out of him. But now it's just solely being reliant on Jimmy and Bam to carry this team. I mean, you wasted a good Lowry game. I thought he was a really good facilitator today.
I thought Lowry was great. Man. Yeah.
Out of the pick and roll, he was doing a great job. If you're not getting anything from anybody else at this point, it's all over.
Yeah.
The three that we touched on, man, if they're not giving you anything, it's all over. I don't even know what Spo can do at this point. There's no one else that you can turn to. You're not going to Haslam. You're not going to Jovic. You're not going to
Nikola Jokic. You don't believe in Nikola Jokic?
Not yet.
Oh man.
You're not going to Yurt Steven yet. So, what are you doing at this point? You're using 10 guys. If no one's contributing at this point, you got no one else to rely on.
It's true. True story, man. True story. Well, they got the Mike Malone press conference here. Let's hear what Mike Malone has to say here. Let's tap in a little bit.
You spent much of this season having Jamal kind of,
what happened? I lost Mike Malone. What happened to my Mike Malone joint? Hold on. Let's see. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's see on Mike Malone. Listen, what happened to Mike Malone?
Aaron, in that second quarter, it seemed like your offense was a little stuck in the mud, and Aaron scored, I think, 15 of his in the second quarter. How important was that stretch in the second quarter, and then just his impact overall with 6 assists as well?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, making threes, getting to the foul line.
All right. For whatever reason, I cut off. But basically, he was talking about Aaron Gordon, and 15 points of Gordon in the second quarter. That was huge, man. That was massive. Incredible. 27 points for Gordon, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Just lights out. Gritty. Took advantage when it was there, and especially when Jokic went out. I just thought, he did his best to, in those non-Jokic minutes, right? Like that we talked about in the preview show. How would Denver respond? How would the Heat respond? And Heat were never able to take advantage, whether it was in the second quarter or the fourth. Mm-hmm. It was the Aaron Gordon show, man. He dominated his matchups. So, just a great job by Aaron Gordon. And then Bruce Brown with 8 points in the final 2 minutes, going ballistic.
Those are critical 8 points.
Critical. Yeah, man, absolutely critical. So, yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up the Miami Heat, man. Denver headed back to the Mile High City to hoist up the O'Brien Trophy. I think they're gonna get it done on Monday, man. I think it's over with.
What would Miami have to do at this point? Like, is it just playing a perfect game? You're getting all contributions from Strus,
perfect game,
Vincent, Martin. Limit the turnovers because they had 15 tonight. Or is it just we got to rely on Jimmy Butler to go out there and get us 50? Because we haven't even seen that.
Yeah,
he did that against the Bucks.
I don't think he has it in him, man. I don't think he has it in him.
You think Butler's tired?
Yeah. I think he's out of steam.
It's weird, man. Because like everyone. It's just weird just to hear the playoff Jimmy thing. And, when I think of someone being called, like, even when Paul George calls himself playoff P, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm thinking that you can go ballistic at any moment. Like, when your team needs you, done. You got it.
I think he can. He's just he's too passive. Like, I get the whole trust your guys, but you can't go down in a gentleman's sweep just playing team ball. Like, you have to be that guy. You got 2 days to rest between now and game 5. You gotta get something out of this, man.
You know what I mean? Being too passive? You don't just think that?
I felt like second half it just wasn't there for him.
I thought they had a spark for a second in the second half. Third quarter, I thought they were decisive in saying, you know what, especially when Lowry was out there, we're going to attack the rim, try to draw contact, and finish our layups. And then, you know, the Miami's offense has been very interesting where they just kind of float, you know, where they're in and out, where they can be decisive, they want to attack, and then next thing you know, they're just floating around and no one knows what they want to do. And it's just that it's what I just like to see is like passing the ball around the perimeter, like going left to right instead of just being decisive and attacking the lane. And you see that they can get some layups, some dunks, like when someone's cutting baseline once in a while, but Miami's just so in and out of like their offense, man. There are moments where you see Bam get a dunk and you're like, oh, Miami's offense is clicking right now. Then it goes back to, we'll settle for this. We'll settle for 18-foot jumper. It's okay.
Yeah, it's it can be inconsistent with them. And again, at 9:24, you had a great chance with Nikola Jokic on the bench, and he did nothing with it. That was it, bro.
KG74 says Butler is pulling his Julius Randle card right now.
I mean, no, he's not pulling his Julius Randle card. He's produced every game.
He has.
He just hasn't been good enough, you know. Here is, let's see what Jamal Murray had to say about tonight's win. Here's Jamal Murray. Here you go.
Yeah, tonight I just felt like they were blitzing every pick and roll, just basically trying to limit my shot attempts. And I just wasn't fighting it. You know, we got a squad. We got a lot of guys that can come and impact the game. A lot of guys playing with confidence. So I'm not going to fight it. Make it an easy pass, and that's why I got 4 other guys out there. And you know, my guys did a great job. Jeff hit a big 3. AG was doing his thing all night. Bruce was hooping, you know, so we got a lot of guys that can come in game and hoop. You don't have to fight it. I'm not on a team where I got to force it or hold the ball too long. So I'm gladly giving up, and we're winning games.
Said not fight it, man. And that was the Heat's adjustment, right? Jamal Crawford came on the show today and said that's the head of the snake. And Steve Kerr said the same thing. And I kind of get it because you can't stop Jokic. You can't stop him, you know. And a lot of times he's not going to be looking to score as much. So you got to shut down the guy that's going to be trying to get buckets. And I thought they did a good job of it in terms of limiting him as a shooter. But he was even better by being patient, making the proper reads, and came out of this with 12 assists, 0 turnovers, and 4 straight games of 10-plus dimes. First player in NBA history, I believe. I think he set that record tonight.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
In 4 straight final games with 10 or more assists.
Yeah.
So that's just how much of a playmaker he's been. And look, Gabe Vincent did a good job defending Jamal Murray today. Yeah. Even the rest of the Miami Heat, when Murray was looking to attack, they switched, they flashed, they switched. They were making sure that he didn't get a clear lane to drive into the paint, because that's what he likes to do to make the defense collapse. But if he's gonna be able to just pull the ball back out and then find his open teammate, you're not stopping this guy.
Yeah,
you're not stopping this team. They're too well of an oiled machine at this point, offensively.
Too good.
You know, even if you're getting Denver to play isolation basketball for good stretches of this game and you're not stopping them, that's tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough to walk on, man. You know, I just want to go back to what Caleb Martin did throughout the series, the previous series. You know, he was shooting 60% against Milwaukee. He shot 63% from the field, 44% from 3, averaging 11 points. Okay, I was getting to the line about 2.5 times. Against the Knicks, he was scoring 10.5 points, averaging 10.5 points, shooting 35.7%. So he's shooting league average, 45.8 from the field, 37.5 from three. Still averaging about 2 attempts per game. Against Boston, this is where he had his coming out party.
Yeah.
Averaging 19.3 points, shooting 60% from the field, 49% from downtown. Now you get to this match. Now you get to the Nuggets. He's shooting 35.5% from the field, shooting 45% from downtown on low volume, 2.8 attempts. But he's only averaging 6.8 points. Hasn't gotten to the free throw line at all this series.
Yeah, well, yeah. Different matchup, Different defense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, man, people in the chat say you look like Jamal Murray, bro. Is that true?
I look like Jamal Murray? You just asked me that question?
There's like, I still got the press conference thing up here, and then I got your camera on the other side. You guys look like brothers.
Between him and Klay Thompson, I should be making a lot of money. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
I look like
funny.
everybody, man,
Yeah,
apparently.
That's right, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Friday night, we're having a good time, Salute to FG in the chat. KG74, let's go. Edwin P. Salute, man. Salute. TM cracking up, yeah. Oh, man. What else? Yeah, Murray, brilliant. You talked about Caleb Martin. Like I said, I just don't think the Heat, they've run out of options, and they're gassed at this point. Now, as you said, things can change. Maybe they hit their threes in Game 5, but I think, Denver's going to have so much momentum and be so juiced. Game 5 could also be a blowout. Could be a classic Denver home game blowout.
You think so?
Could be, man.
See, I don't think that's going to happen just because Michael Porter Jr. has not played well at all. And you got great performances out of Gordon tonight as well as Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
I don't see a blowout. I think it will be what we saw tonight, where they win by like 5 or like 5 to 10 points. That's what I'm expecting.
They won by 13.
They won 13 tonight?
Yeah, they won 15 the other night, man. And these guys, 2 games off. Okay, we'll give them a layover. Maybe they, go to a dispensary or something and take the edge off.
I'm just saying, they got some spectacular performances that have not been replicated from top outside of facilitating, scoring wise. I don't know, man. It's just kind of hard for me to see that.
I don't know, man. I think this one could be. I think this could be it. I think they could really take this one going away. This is some more Jamal Murray press conference. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button.
Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to your bro. Here he is.
We're just ready to win the championship. We have the tools to do it. It's been on our minds for a while, so we're just locked in. I don't think you got to overthink it. We're just dialed in, ready to win.
Locked in, man. That's the leader right there. He's locked in. He's confident. He's focused. 0 turnovers. Floor general. You see, he went into floor general mode tonight for you guys. You got to put some respect on his name in this run, man. They're having a great run. Dynamic duo. A lot of people comparing them now to Shaq and Kobe as far as a duo, not individual players. But as far as a duo, Duncan and Parker, I think this could be better if they have some longevity. Because they're more explosive offensively.
Yeah, Jokic is doing things that we haven't seen ever. Mm-hmm. And then Murray is just a really good dynamic point guard.
Yeah.
He, from scoring, facilitating. I would have loved to have seen this team play the Spurs, man. Like peak Spurs.
Yeah, 04 Spurs. 04 Spurs.
Yeah, 03, 04 Spurs, or even you know, even the was it 13-14 Spurs? That would have been a good matchup too.
Oh, with Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
That would be, man.
Yeah,
Spurs team
that'd
had
be
some
basketball
guys.
nirvana right there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Yeah. Look, it's their time. It's their time. They made it through. Once they made it through the West, they had it. They got through LeBron. They got through KD and the Suns. KD and Booker certainly provided a tough challenge as offensive. That was probably the best two offensive weapons that they played against. And then, Timberwolves were nothing. So, this was their year.
Takes time, man.
Yeah.
Takes time. Had to wait for Jamal Murray to heal up from tearing his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're back to performing. I just wonder, would they have gotten to the finals even sooner if Murray doesn't tear his ACL 2 seasons ago? Because the Nuggets team was on a tear in the bubble.
Yeah.
And they were playing really well the following season. If Jamal Murray doesn't tear his ACL, do we see this team get to the promised land sooner? Or do we still have to wait for Aaron Gordon, KCP, Michael Porter Jr.?
I got to go back and look at their supporting cast, but that's a good point. I think this is the most complete team that they've had by far. And the Gordon acquisition was good, and they did get him last year. They lost to Golden State in the first round. You had, even though he didn't have a good finals, I think Porter Jr., this is probably his best season, right? His most complete season as a shooter. And the KCP pickup was big. They got rid of Will Barton, a more offensive-oriented player. They got rid of him, brought in a KCP who's more 3-and-D. They bring in Jeff Green. I thought the Bruce Brown pickup was big. I couldn't believe the Nets let him walk. That was crazy.
Insane.
I thought the Bruce Brown pickup was a big pickup for them. And, they even like the minor moves, like they sent Bones Highland packing for nothing. They sent the packing. They're like, yeah, we're good here, bro.
They really like, and people like Bones Highland too.
Yeah.
People thought he was going to be something.
Yeah, well, people like the hoopers. He's a hooper, no doubt about it. He's a hooper, but he needs more, more discipline, more structure. So yeah, they were even like, you know what, Bones Highland, have a good one. See you later. So there you go, man. Yeah.
Let's see.
KCP plus Bruce Brown. And they sent out Monte Morris, who was a good backup defender, point guard, Will Barton, and $6 million in cap space. Yep. They turned Will Barton, Monte Morris, and $6 million in cap space, and KCP and Bruce Brown. Just guys who could do more. You know what I mean? Just guys who could do more. They could defend. They have the length. They have the wingspan. They can shoot the three. They can pass, especially Brown. I look at him as like a Swiss Army knife type of guy. And I liked Will Barton. I at first the KCP one, I was like, they're taking away a little bit of offense here with Will Barton, who, is a bucket off the bench and a versatile guy. But in KCP, that was a better move.
Yeah.
That was a better move because it improved their wing defense.
For sure. And you got to think, let's see. So when they were in the bubble, that team was Jokic, Murray.
Let's take a look.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. They had Jokic, Murray. It was Mason Plumlee.
Yeah.
You had Jeremy Grant. You had Gary Harris, Monte Morris. That was a good squad. That was a good squad that was competing.
Yeah.
They lost Jeremy Grant, which I thought was huge for them because of
that was a
his
big
versatility.
Loss. Yep.
That was a big loss for them. And in return, losing Jeremy Grant opened up the opportunity by trading Gary Harris, trading RJ Hampton to get Aaron Gordon, right? Because you lose Grant, who could play 3, 4. He's a versatile player who could be as a forward. You replace that with Aaron Gordon via trade, and then losing.
They had Malik Beasley too.
Yeah,
and Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no, that was a stacked team.
Wow, they did have Jared Vanderbilt. Forgot about that.
They had a stacked team, man.
Yeah,
they had a stacked team. And they were somehow able to reshuffle the deck after being close to contract hell.
Yeah, it's a good job by them, man. Good job by Calvin Booth. Good job by Calvin Booth, man. One more win, and they're in. Win, and they're in, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. The NBA report. Nuggets with a 108-95 win over the Miami Heat. Here's what Aaron Gordon had to say on the post game, bro. Let's hear from Aaron Gordon. Here's what he had to say.
Aaron, on a night when you guys needed somebody else, what does it mean to you that guy was you?
I mean, that's just how this team is built. You know, we have guys that can step up night in and night out. And, you know, sometimes it's not going to be your night, and sometimes it is going to be your night. And this team does a good job finding the people that are kind of in a rhythm and kind of going. When it comes down to it, you know, it's just wanting to be great for my teammates. You know, knowing my teammates need me, and just doing it for my brothers.
Aaron.
All right, that was Aaron Gordon. Sacrifice, man. Sacrifice. This was the number 4 pick. A lot of expectations coming out of that draft. You know, floundered in Orlando, Loserville. And, you know, stuck with it, man. Stuck with it. They talked about last year, I forgot which article I read, and they were interviewing his family. I think it was an article that Mark Spears might have written for Anscape. And they interviewed Aaron Gordon's sister and brother. They talked about how disappointed he was to lose to the Warriors last year. He didn't feel like he did enough. And they just said he was relentless. He was relentless in his work ethic, his off-season workouts. He was working with different NBA players from, I think they mentioned like Kawhi Leonard, a couple other players he was out there working out with, and just really went hard. They just said he just went hard, almost maniacal in his preparation coming into this season, and it's paying off, man, because, you know, I always say it's an endurance test. And to see him playing, you know, this is game, what? How many games he played in the playoffs? You know, after 82-game season. And, you know, to come in and be fresh and mentally, physically, and deliver like that for your team, that's big. You can't be understated, man.
He's played so far in, looking at Basketball Reference right now, I don't think they've updated yet. So he's played in, it's either 18 or 19 postseason games.
There you go.
18, 19 postseason games, and he's played in, trying to get this thing to refresh to see what he played in 68 regular season games.
There you go. There you go. Another stat here from Mark Spears, Al. He says, if this was Denver's last road game, they went 4-0 on the road between the conference finals and the NBA finals. There have been 3 teams in NBA history to go unbeaten in both the conference division finals and the NBA finals. The 2001 Lakers, who some consider one of the best teams of all time. 95 Rockets, that was Elijah Drexler, that beat the Orlando team. And the 91 Bulls. 91 Bulls, who won their first championship beating the Lakers. It's good company, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good company. Could be the start of something if they stay healthy, for real. Could be.
This team is dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Denver,
very dangerous.
in my opinion, they have that potential to be like a team that could just continuously make the finals, man. They could be the next.
They could be the next team.
They could be the next team. They could be like the next Warriors that wins, you know, couple rings, and you're like, wow, we're watching greatness right here just from that dynamic duo with Murray and Jokic. And if you can keep Aaron Gordon on that team too, MPJ's got to show up.
He's got to show up. He's got to show up.
He's got to show up.
Yeah.
But if you can keep Gordon and just figure out how to, if MPJ does play better at some point, that's a squad.
Yeah.
That is a legitimate squad.
No question about it, man. You know, MPJ, I liked his approach today. He did pass up a ton of threes to try to be aggressive, take it inside. He missed a lot of bunnies.
He's playing scared, man.
He needed to be better. I get it. He definitely needed to be better.
He's playing scared, CP. He's playing, or not scared, but playing nervous.
He thought so
You see
today?
I thought he was, man.
I thought he tried to switch it up. I don't. He could have still been a little bit nervous, but I still felt like he still made an attempt to try to get out of the slump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he tried, but
Yeah.
it still seems like every shot that he took, it just felt like because they were short. Most of them were short.
They were
There wasn't
short.
like
There were a lot of short
A lot of
ones.
them were short.
Yeah,
and
a
it
lot
just
of
feels
short
like
ones.
he was too tense, just trying to take some shots today. And
Yeah.
I think maybe the pressure of him having to be, he's considered one of the big four for that team, right? Yeah,
That's it. He's
so
three. He's three.
Yeah.
He's three, man. So
So you gotta think the pressure is on him where he's on the biggest stage, the spotlight is bright, and these games they're rough, man.
yeah,
They're rough to watch.
rough, man. Here is Jimmy Butler. Let's hear from the Butler. Here's what he had to say about tonight's loss and how they recover for Game 5. Here we go.
No doubt. We don't have any of that. We don't have no quit. We're going to continually fight starting tomorrow to get better. And then we're going to go on to Monday and do what we said we were going to do this entire time and win. We have to. We have no other choice. Otherwise, we did all this for no reason. So the guys know, we know. We got something to do.
You believe him?
And what?
He said they got to regroup. Well, what do you say? What do you say after? What was the series? He said we got to go drink some beers on the plane and bounce back. Was that the Celtics series?
I think that was the Celtics series.
Celtics.
Look, man. I mean, he's going to say all the right things. What do you want him to say?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
do I
he said the right thing.
Yeah, he said the right thing. Look, we're going to go back, regroup, try to win this game.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. They're going to regroup. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to do everything else. Are they going to win? I do not have the confidence that they're going to win.
I don't think so.
You got 15 and 12 from Murray. If you can't take advantage of that.
Yeah, 15-12 for Murray, and they still lost by 13.
Look, we talked about the game where Murray had 10 assists and 18 points. And are like, Murray needs to do more. Murray needs to do more.
Yeah.
At this point, it's tough.
Yeah, man.
At this point, it's a tough look.
I'm telling you. And it's almost like, you know, I think Bam had a great series, man. But I feel like he's almost gonna suffer the same fate as AD did going up against Jokic in the conference finals, where individually
All
you're
these
good.
Kentucky bigs getting worked.
Getting worked, right? And it's like individually you're good and you did well for your team, but the guy you're guarding was just so dominant, like that it just almost swallows it up. I mean, look at these numbers. Game 1, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Game 2, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Game 3, 22 points, 17 rebounds. I mean, he had 17 rebounds. They still got out-rebounded by 25 in Game 3. Mm-hmm. Game 4, 20 points, 11 rebounds. And it's still not good enough, man. You know, I give him credit because I think this was the type of effort and performance that you wanted to see from him. This was almost like Bubble Bam levels, who averaged a double-double in that run. Just not good enough, man. Just not good enough.
it's not enough for this. There's just some players that you need everybody else to rise the level, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not going to get out Martin, Strus, Vincent, it's I wouldn't say it's all for naught, but it's just tough, man, because what else is Bam supposed to do? You're talking about a 2-time MVP. He's considered an MVP for a reason. You don't stop MVPs.
Yeah.
Right? You don't go out there and be like, all right, we're going to stop LeBron James today. All right, we're going to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo today. Like, no one goes out there and says that.
Yeah.
You know, you try to contain them. And I think Bam's done a decent job in matching Jokic's energy. I wouldn't say he's contained him, but he's done a good job matching it.
Yeah.
My question for you is, do you think Miami should move Bam to the 4 and go get a center that can match the height? Because that's been a conversation this entire playoffs, during the regular season, because Bam was dealing with an injury. It looked like Miami was just gassed towards the end of the regular season, heading into the play-in. Do you think Miami needs to go find a true center? Because Bam is, I believe, 6'9", maybe 6'10".
Yeah.
So do you go looking for a 7-footer and move Bam over to the 4? Or do you just stay with what you got and figure out if you can add more shooters and playmakers?
That's tough, man, because it's like his role, I think, allows them to operate as they do offensively. You know, opening up the driving lanes for so many people, spacing the floor, being a competent mid-range shooter. You know, I think that all flows into their offense and what really got them here. They were able to withstand that. They just got to a point where they came up against a bigger team, you know. And size wins. I still do believe in size. Like I'm not a big small ball guy, but for Miami it works. It's just that when you're not shooting the ball well, you need chances to keep yourself in the game, and that's when the lack of size and the lack of rebounding. And I also think Denver's size, it wears you down between Gordon and Jokic. You know,
Well, this is what I'm saying, man.
When those guys are wearing you down on when they're on offense, that impacts your offense as well.
That's why I'm asking the question, because I like small ball in spurts. That's not something you go to throughout an 82 game regular season. It's not something you run out there for 30 plus minutes. Miami can do it because they have the guys, as you noted, to make it work. But when you then reach someone like Jokic, or even if you don't play Jokic, you're playing Anthony Davis, you know, guy 6'10", 6'11", like that's a center. And Anthony Davis can stretch the floor. He can do similar things to what Jokic does, excluding the elite playmaking. But at some point, like, you have to match. I just haven't seen anyone where you have a small center and they win a title recently, right? Look, you had what was it, Kevon Looney for the Warriors going against Robert Williams. Before that, you had Marc Gasol, right, for the Toronto Raptors when they played the Golden State Warriors. You think about when it was the Cavs and the Warriors, it was Tristan Thompson, right? Even they had JaVale McGee come in for some minutes, I believe. So you think about those teams, or no, I'm thinking of the Warriors. Warriors with JaVale McGee. But even still, you had Tristan Thompson, who's a center.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just looking at what we've seen over the past couple of years. I feel like you just need a guy
who need size.
Could be a rim protector.
Yeah.
Who could be a deterrent.
Yeah.
And as good as Bam is defensively, I just wonder if you're Miami, you just go in a different direction. You try to put him to the 4. You ask him to, expand his game, expand his range, maybe add a 3-point shot. And do you do something from there?
It's fair. Certainly fair. They would need somebody who complemented him in a similar way, like in the way that like Boogie Cousins and AD could play together. You know what I mean? It's got to be that. Like, it can't be like
JaVale McGee was on Cleveland Cavaliers. I wasn't going crazy. Look at that.
JaVale McGee. Yeah, he was. I think it's
not during the championship years.
I think it's got to be somebody of like that caliber, but that's a tough. It's tough. They definitely do need to add some size, right? Like Cody Zeller. I mean, it's Cody Zeller. It's not gonna get it done for you.
That's not enough, though.
Yeah, it's not gonna get it done for you, man. Maybe they bring back Josh McRoberts.
Oh my goodness. Maybe they should have gone out and gotten Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, maybe they call maybe they call up Josh McRoberts, see what the hell he's doing. I don't know, man. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up on the Free Boys. 108-95. The Heat looking like it's over with. Let's hear from Mike Malone, see what he's got to say about this thing.
You talked before the game that tonight was must win. Now with the opportunity to close it out, what's the message going to be to the guys over the next couple of days?
Yeah, just understand that we haven't done anything. I told our guys the first thing I said, we're not celebrating. It's a good win. We've done our job, but we're not celebrating like we've done anything yet. We know we're going to have to go home and turn off the TV, the radio. Don't read the papers. Don't listen to everybody telling you how great you are, because we haven't done a damn thing yet. We have to win another game to be world champions. And we're going to do that by simply taking it one quarter at a time. And we stay true to our identity. We'll give ourselves a great chance to do that.
That's Coach Mike Malone. Said, don't read the papers, Al. You could tell he's old. These guys ain't reading.
Don't read the papers.
These guys ain't reading newspapers.
Well, Coach didn't say anything about podcasts going on Twitter.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing. He didn't say TikTok. He didn't tell his guys lay off the TikToks and then Rick Rocks or whatever it's called. And yeah, man. Yeah, no, look, a good job by him. Just trying to keep his guys focused. He's very intense, Mike Malone, man. He's very locked in. He's dialed in, very intense, and they rally behind him. His two stars rally behind him, and they go out and execute. So I have to think they get the job done on Monday, but we'll see, man. We shall absolutely see. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. The NBA report live and direct, man. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaro, Stratocaster in the building. Denver wins 108-95. I'm trying to find a Jokic interview that we can play before we wrap here. Salute to TM. JJ says people still buy papers. Well, you know what I used to do. I actually do have a paper right here. My old ass, yeah. Yeah, here it is.
There you go.
Oh, let's see. What do we got here? This is the Sunday, February 19th edition of Newsday Sports. You have Aaron Judge, the Yankee captain here. Yep, that's it. And just a couple pages into this, hang on, let me see here. I'm not one of those that licks their fingers to turn the newspaper pages. You ever see people that do that?
Yeah,
Dirty.
my pops used to do that.
Oh, man, that newspaper's so dirty, man. I can't do it. But, yeah, in this thing, I found it interesting. Where is it? So you got Aaron Judge in here, and hang on, I'll be right with you. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys.
We're just watching CP go through the newspaper like an old man. He didn't get his glasses yet.
No, I did not get my glasses, man.
Man's about to go get his robe and slippers.
Here we go. We got Jericho Sims. All right, we got Jericho Sims here on page 63. Oh, we got Kyrie Irving here on page 62. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Here it is. Right here. CP franchise right here.
There we go.
Yeah, Newsday, yeah. I was supposed to do something with this. I was either going to frame it or because what I used to do back in the day, but this is before your time, Al. I used to when we used to win championships, I used to get the newspaper and save the back pages. You know how I always do like the back pages thing?
Oh yeah, I know.
That was like, from a childhood thing, but I've converted it to the digital age now. But
you act like I don't. Like I've never read a newspaper in my life.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you used to do, man. As a kid.
Look. I used to read the Daily News.
Okay.
But when I used to read the Daily News religiously. Go straight to the back pages, read all the sports sections. There's a certain Jets beat reporter that is not with the Daily News anymore, and thank God for that.
What happened to that guy? What happened to him?
There's a long story.
You guys
He
hated
was-
him, man.
Oh man, he was terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
I will not say names.
Yeah.
But allegedly he was following the GM around and saw his son was like stalking him and his son trying to get. So it was. I don't have the story straight. It was just crazy stuff that Twitter like unveiled. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah, that'll get
And
you
because of
canceled
that,
fast.
they took away his his credentials. So. But yeah, I had to read that guy trashing my team every single day, and I'm like, what is this? So
Wow.
I understand about reading the newspaper.
And here is salute to everybody in the chat once again. D Val says, I can't believe CP actually has a newspaper. Salute, just add Sassone. Salute. TM says, frame it. Yeah, I got to find a proper frame. Where do you get newspaper frames? I got to find a proper one. But I got a whole, like, I call it my time capsule, man. It's an old Nike shoebox with just, like, old, like, Giants championship back pages, Yankees championship back pages. I got when Jordan retired in '93. I got a Newsday from that one. Might be worth something, man. I don't know. And I got when they had the '98 All-Star game. I had the back page for that one. I was hyped for that one. That MSG one. That was definitely hyped. I went to that game. It was a good one. All right, so here's Jokic. Here we go.
In the Athletic, Nikola, you're one win away from that NBA title. What are your emotions right now?
I mean, it's still one win. You know, we need to win one more. We didn't. I like that we didn't relax. We didn't get comfortable. We are still desperate. We still want it, and that's what makes me happy. You know, that guys didn't relax.
Yeah, he's right. And they also didn't fold when they took him out the game with 9:24. That was a lot of time, bro. I looked at that. He picked up his fourth, and on basically the next possession picked up his fifth. 9:24 left. I thought, whoa, Miami's going to come back into this. Momentum was starting to, you could hear it. The crowd was into it. And give credit, man. Denver really held it down. Between Jeff Green hit a big corner three. Gordon, Murray switching and dishing. Bruce Brown, like we said, eight points in the final 2 minutes. Give credit, man. The supporting cast really picked it up when Jokic was on the bench and won the game. He leaves the game. It's a 10-point lead. He comes back in the game with 4 minutes left, and it's a 9-point game. 5 minutes that he could not do anything.
Yeah, Jokic's play held it down. The shirt ain't holding it down, though.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to Cancun. Let's go with that. He's in Miami, though, man. Who knows? He might go to Live tonight. Who knows? They got 2 days off.
Go to Club Live. Go to Live before you go back home.
His brothers will do that and tell him the story. His brothers are going to
go get the bottle service.
That's right. Yeah, his brothers are going to Live tonight. Fifth foul was definitely a flop. Fifth foul.
It was grotesque that Foster even called that.
Oh, what did the kids say? Nasty work? That was nasty work, man.
That was nasty work, nasty business.
Yeah. Nasty work, man. But good job by them, man. Good job by them. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Denver. Rolling. Okay. Anyway, great show, man. So what are we doing? We doing weekly Sunday? We gonna do weekly Sunday?
I guess so, because we got the game on Monday.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we'll do. So we'll get into some more off-season stuff for next weekly. We got to do a top 5 moments of the season as we switch hats, man. But for the NBA report, man, we've been having some good shows, man. We had a good show today. Shout out to Jamal Crawford, JC. I threw the bat signal out there. I was like, JC, what's happening? We need the report from Miami. He's like, I got you, bro. Hit me last minute. Boom, made it happen. Came through for us, man. Nice interview with JC. We talked a little NBA offseason as well. We talked about the 2019 draft class. We had a great show, man. I like that episode a lot. We're going to cut some stuff up on that. And then we'll switch gears, man. We'll get back to next weekly. We'll talk a little Chris Paul. Woe saying Chris Paul has the Knicks on his short list. We got to talk about that on next weekly, man. So tap in. with you guys on that one. And we'll be back on the NBA report on Monday, man. Can Denver close? Knicks Prime says KFTV is no more. Are you crazy? We'll be back on Sunday, man. Tap in Knicks Weekly, man.
Who said KFTV is no more?
I don't know. I don't know. KFTV, we're heading into year number 7. No, I'm bugging. Year number 6.
There's just no Knicks stuff to talk about yet, man.
Yeah.
We're just doing weekly.
Yeah.
It's weekly for a reason.
It's weekly for a reason. Come on.
It's not Knicks every day.
Yeah. It's Knicks Weekly, man. You know? We got time. We got time, man. So we'll get it cracking on Knicks Weekly this weekend on Sunday. And we'll be back for NBA Report on Monday, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. We're covering the NBA at large. We having great guests, Jamal Crawford. We got Keith Smith coming on Wednesday. We're going to talk a little cap. We'll talk about the salary cap ramifications. We'll talk free agency, some moves that'll be made. That's going to be a big show. So we're going to have a lot of great guests on the NBA Report. A lot of people who you've seen on Knicks Fan TV who cover the NBA at large and also new. You know, we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. So, number one show for the fans by the fans is expanding, as Zab O in the chat says. TM says KFTV is an empire. It's not going anywhere. That is a fact, sir. JJ says KFTV will never die, unlike the Mets. Ooh. Ooh. Knicks Prime says, nah, just saying, thought the name changed. Nah, man, just a new channel, man. Just a new channel. Yeah, just a new channel, man. We're trying to make our way.
We want to talk about the NBA. We love the Knicks, but we also love the NBA. Can't we talk about the NBA too? Without losing our love for the Knicks?
Yeah, there's no way, man. The KFTV will never die, man. But yeah, for the NBA report, make sure you guys tap in on the podcast as well. This is available in audio podcast format, all the major platforms under the NBA report, or you could just hit the links in the video description down below. We got a ton of links down there. So make sure you tap in. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Have a healthy and safe weekend. I'll check you Sunday, man. NBA report. We out of here. Peace.